I'm T-Set, and this is a tea time lapse. You may recall my friend Sunny. I participated in her Monster Idol collab back in October, and more recently, she has hosted a secret snowflake on her Discord server. I had so much fun with the Monster Idol collab, so of course I had to participate in the secret snowflake. The name I drew was Tiny Pinwheel, which is the username of my friend Vinny, who I met through the Monster Idol collab. So how lucky and appropriate. Vinny's requests for her secret snowflake were the chibi cozy outfit version of her Sona, and her favorite Animal Crossing villager, Pappy. When I heard this, I was delighted because, of course, I'm a big Animal Crossing fan, and I'm totally game to draw people's favorite Animal Crossing characters. Now, I did decide on my own to throw in a third thing, because Vinny is a big fan of the K-pop group 17, and specifically her favorite member is Woozi. So I decided to make a phone background for Vinny depicting her and Pappy fangirling over 17, with lots of photo cards of Woozi floating around and stickers representing the different emoji that are sometimes used to represent the different members of the group. I also included some light sticks, as well as the cute music player from Animal Crossing New Horizons. Doing all the photo cards ended up being a little bit of an ordeal, but I was committed, and I think it paid off in the end. I did multiple phone backgrounds in 2024, and it's an interesting compositional puzzle to make something that's so long, but also has an empty sort of space for the clock to go in. Someday I will calm down and put less detail in phone backgrounds because they honestly don't need the amount of detail that I like to put in, but I like doing really detailed images, so maybe I'm not suited to doing phone backgrounds, but it's a fun puzzle compositionally, and again, I just really enjoy doing all the detail. Even when I tell myself to keep it simple, I end up quickly finding myself doing unnecessary amounts of detail. As long as I've made things big enough that I can get away with it, I will do it. My friend Honey was actually in call with me when I caught myself starting to draw stitches on the shoe and was like, no, I can't be doing this. I can't be doing this level of detail. No one's gonna be able to see it when it's at the scale that it's gonna be. I did end up taking an earlier sketch of Pappy and bringing it into this sketch because I liked how it had turned out more. I looked up all of the emoji that are used to represent the different members on a fan wiki, so hopefully they're all correct. A lot of the members have multiple emoji that are used for them, so I just used whichever one I thought was going to be easiest to draw and had less overlap with each other. I also didn't include the most recent light stick for the group because I saw some comments that it's not very popular because it doesn't have any of the representative colors. Oh yeah, if you don't know, a lot of K-pop groups have a representative 1 or 2 colors that are used in their branding. I migrate away from them a bit in this picture, but it is the reason why this picture is so pink and blue. Oh yeah, there you could see me start to draw the stitches in and then nope out of there. I guess I've come to enjoy drawing shoes this past year. I think I owe some of that to the Splatoon fan art that I drew. I guess 2 years ago now, as of me recording this in 2025. This is a really cute outfit that Vinny made for herself, and I figured I would give Pappy a cozy sweater to match. This music player was a bit of a challenge to draw, but hopefully it's recognizable to people who've played the game. Most of the members have representative animal emojis, but for some reason some of them have a red flag, a bowl of rice, a tangerine, an angel. I mean, the angel, I'm like, okay, sure. But the other 3 were definitely surprising to me. I guess I'm just used to groups having a theme for their emoji if they have them. I considered giving Pappy the same arm ribbons that Vinny has, but it ended up looking a bit cluttered, so I got rid of them. Since this was going to be a phone background, I didn't want to go too in-depth in detail when it came to Vinny's hair from the back of her head, so I went more simple and pretty much just drew in the outline, without any detailed sections within the mass of the hair. I used the binder I keep my Animal Crossing Rainbow cards in as reference for this photo card binder. I do own a couple photo cards I got with some albums I bought, but I mostly don't buy physical albums, so I don't have a photo card collection. I thoroughly enjoy K-pop though. I am a fan of a number of girl groups, but I almost exclusively listen to girl groups, so I don't know much about boy groups like 17. My favorite group is Red Velvet, but the first K-pop group I really got into was Mamamoo. I was first introduced to K-pop in college, but didn't get into it until after I dropped out due to health problems. It was a really fun thing to get into at that time in my life. All of a sudden I had all this new music and fashion and music videos to explore. It was around the time that Red Velvet's Russian Roulette came out, I think. Anyway, just flatting all the stars and cards and stickers. I end up leaning more into the pink, and so I bring the background to being more purple, instead of the original, Serenity blue. This does move it away from the group's official colors, but I think it makes the piece overall stronger. I believe I ended up doing 20 photo cards in total, though some of them are only partially showing. But they should all be based on real Woozi photo cards. I had to do so many of them that I did them all very quickly though. Trying to express all the faces in such a small area with as few lines as possible was an interesting challenge. Oh, and I'm not including the T-Set Monster card in the 20. I did end up redrawing this one card. And now for the shading. I really never know what to say during the shading sections of these videos. I'm trying to go kind of pink-purple with these shadows. I'm trying to keep them very soft because I want it to be this very soft, colorful picture. I've allowed Vinny's color scheme to dictate a lot about the color scheme of this picture, though I've leaned everything kind of softer and pinker. The first time I made the mesh for the music player, I apparently hadn't had my halftone eraser at 100% opacity, so it got messed up and I had to redo it. And I didn't notice until I was shading everything. Drawing and shading gemstones is one of those things that I probably should practice. I considered making all the stars glow, but realized that then I would have to color all those different light sources onto the characters and the objects around, and was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm too lazy. This is me jumping around, adding some highlights to all the different cards and stickers and stuff. And adding some purpley blue bounce light to both of the characters. Back on the topic of K-pop, since my favorite group is Red Velvet and they've been around for a while, I've been preparing myself for the eventuality of them coming back so infrequently that they're probably not going to be officially disbanded, but will be on sort of indefinite leave. I'm gonna miss them when that happens. Every comeback that we've gotten in the past couple years is precious to me because it might be their last. Their label has continued to do things with groups like Girls' Generation, but has basically pretended that FX has never existed, and I don't know how they'll treat Red Velvet in the coming years. I grouped my layers so that I could work on Vinny and Pappy and all of the stickers and photo cards separately so that I could move them all around. And this allowed me to also make an alternative iPad version of this background, which I won't be showing you in the video, but does exist and Vinny has it. And now for the final piece. As always, thank you so much for watching.